Alright everyone, welcome to another video, Full Speed Impulse, and today we're back working on the Klx110 budget build. And you know what, we're on our last steps here. One of the big things we want to check is make sure that that other oil filter in that bike that you probably don't even know about doesn't have a bunch of debris from the last time this motor was on the fritz. So if you didn't know, on your side case, on your right side, being where your Kickstarter's at, there's a metal screen in there that's going to catch a lot of your debris and all that, some of your bigger chunks and stuff like that. And we want to open this up and just double check that and make sure it is clean before we start cycling and running our motor for hours and hours. Have we started up yet? Have we started already with it? Of course, you've seen us. We've started this thing up. We've revved it up a couple times, but we haven't really ran the bike yet. We just want to double check this. But the great thing about us double checking this is going to give us another opportunity to do another video with you guys on testing some KBS products, being our bed renew and all that, which we've used this stuff before. This stuff is so awesome. I'm hoping that this is going to be the answer instead of us sending our stuff out to our powder coat guy, having it sandblasted, taking months at a time to get this stuff back. So hopefully instead of using old bed renew here, we're talking about only maybe 5 days of downtime, which is super duper awesome. And I tell you, this stuff is so tough. So I have a lot of faith in that. But just to give her a little bit more protection, we're thinking a little bit clear coat action on top of that to help keep from boot rub, rock chips, maybe even just sit out on a sunny day from fading that bed renew a little bit. Even though that bed renew is UV stable and it will not fade, what's a little clear coat gonna hurt? All right guys, here's our Klx110 budget build that we've been doing, and this bike is almost done. Looking so good. So we just want to make sure that she's going to be running good for a long time. So we're going to pop this cover off right here, and we're going to probably have to remove our Kickstarter. Should be easy because we didn't bolt that down yet. And then we might have to lower our pegs here a little bit to get this cover off. I'm hoping we don't, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, we got to plop this sucker off, and then we'll get to that oil screen, show you where it's at, how to clean it, put this thing back together, and should be good to go. But before we put this thing back together, we'll be doing our other video where we sand this down a little bit, and then we're gonna paint her up with that KBS bed renew and clear coat it. And we're gonna do the other side too and just make this thing look super duper good. All right, so just to show you guys where this oil filter's at, you can just take your bolt right here to help pick it out. But here is an oil filter that you might have not known about. And woo, look at that. She's dirty too, boys. She's got a little gunk on her. So there it is right there. So there's your little screened oil filter. You could buy a new one if you want to, but just getting some brake clean, carb cleaner, something of that sort, you'd be able to clean this out, no problem. These are cleanable and all that. You don't have to throw it away and get a new one unless it's that gunked up to where you just feel better at heart just to do it. Go ahead and do it. But we're gonna clean ours out, sink this thing back in, and then we're gonna get painting our side cases. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you guys too. I didn't even know that we had a second oil filter until I started doing some research. I don't even know what I was looking up, but I came across someone talking about this oil filter, and I was like, man, like I need to check that thing out because we had our motor and we definitely had debris in our oil to where I knew that we had to check this. So if you're starting to see some type of debris in your engine or you rebuild it or something like that, not a bad idea just to pull this thing out and get it all cleaned up. All right, guys, we have our oil screen all cleaned up now. So it does have probably a little bit of speck of stuff on there, so I could see where this would be one of those times where someone might want to just go buy a new one. But because we feel like it's cleaned well enough, we're going to put it back in. We got all the main debris off and all that. And really, there's a little gunk in the corners. But we took a little brush and all that and kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Trying not to be too rough, or maybe you could tear the screen, so we were a little bit of light on it. And we just used the carb cleaner. Got it pretty clean. Anything on here, it's not going to completely ruin your motor. All right, though, that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Stay tuned because we still got to paint these side covers up with our KBS bed renew and putting that clear coat on top of them, making them look crisp and new. I'm telling you what, it's going to set this bike off. It's going to look so good, guys. And it doesn't even stop there. You could do your whole frame if you wanted to. But that's not us today. We're just doing side covers. But I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.